guilt that 2 years back the Maharaj had told me that you go back to Kenya, and I had
Mm.
not gone. So I was,
Mm.
staying with that guilt that I've disobeyed the orders of the spiritual
Order of
master.
spiritual master.
So
Mm.
when I told him that Maharaj, my sincere apologies because I've disobeyed your orders. He said, which order? So I said, you had told me to go back. He said, no, 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 no. You stay in UK. You know, it relieved me so much that, oh my God. And that probably
Mm.
again, I because my daughter was, my daughter had come from America. If you remember, I told you.
Yeah.
So she was going on 22nd, and I
Mm.
sent a message to Dashavtar Prabhuji. My daughter is going today. Is there a
Mm.
possibility to speak to Maharaj
Mm.
today? So at around 9 o'clock, I was in London at that time. He called me. He says,
Mm.
call after 10 minutes. Maharaj wants
Mm.
to speak to you. But he says, Maharaj has said video call.
Mm.
So, I was so happy. I said video call. So, I
Mm.
called him after 10 minutes. I called him and Maharaj came on the line, says,
Mm.
Suchandra, don't worry, everything is fine. You
Mm.
will be, then Maharaj, I told Maharaj that, is there a temple? He asked me, is there a temple in Nottingham? I said, no, Maharaj, there is no temple, but we do Namata. And the
Mm.
nearest temple is Leicester. So,
Mm.
about 45 minutes. So, he said, no worries. What you do is Namata, you can attend always. And then um, whenever you get a chance, you can go visit the temple. And
Mm.
then he asked me, where is your daughter? I want to speak to her. He
Mm.
spoke to my daughter for almost 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he said, don't worry, everything okay, because my daughter wanted to take initiation. He told my daughter that giving you initiation is not a problem because 20 years you've been
Mm.
doing your rounds and all that. But he
Mm.
says, I'm a GBC, and the
Mm.
GBC has taken out the rule that disciple course has to be done. He says,
Mm.
please, if I don't follow it,
Mm.
people will say that, so they don't worry. Once you're done, then, but, like back of my mind, I was always thinking that, there is something wrong. Because,
Mm.
if you remember, I was complaining to you that, but I think now this
Mm.
was all arrangement of Krishna because
Mm.
this was what was happening. But the best part, I just
I
wanted to
remember
share
I
one
told
thing.
you too when you called me this Krishna's arrangement.
Yes, you told me. So I
Yeah,
was telling my
yeah,
daughter that
yeah.
even Kalacakra Prabhu said that is Krishna's
Mm.
arrangement. I just wanted to share one incident in Kenya.
Mm.
You see, it
Mm.
was Rath Yatra, and
Mm.
there everybody knows that when you are having Rath Yatra, this especially those local people there, they can
Mm.
snatch your watch or anything. If you when you are
Mm.
pulling that. So like
Mm.
this particular Rath Yatra, um, my younger brother was he had taken initiation before me, so he was a senior devotee than me.
Mm.
He was near Maharaj, and my
Mm.
youngest brother, he's a dentist, he was also near Maharaj. So Maharaj told my youngest brother that where is your brother, Suchandra, call him.
Mm.
So, my brother said, Maharaj wants to speak to
Mm.
you. Now, this was in Rath Yatra, at that time. And I'm
Mm.
telling you the truth, I got tension that why Maharaj wants to see me at this time.
Mm.
When I went there, Prabhuji, you know what? He gave me the
Mm.
Rolex watch. He says,
Oh.
this is Srila Prabhupada's watch. Make sure you look after it properly. No. So like I was thinking that my brothers were there, and the other devotees were there, and he gave it to me. And
Mm.
probably I at the whole of that Rath Yatra, I had a lot of tension because I
Mm.
was always
Mm.
thinking that if this watch goes, it will be a big problem.
Mm.
So I
Mm.
kept it in my
Mm.
pocket. In the end, I went to him. So I told him, Maharaj, where is the watch? I said, Maharaj, in my pocket. Why you put it in your pocket?
Mm.
You wear it and then put it in
Oh.
the temple. And I was so
Mm.
happy, So I had
Mm.
a chance to wear Srila
So you had a
Prabhupada's,
chance to wear
uh,
Maharaj Rolex watch.
so
Jai
I
Hari
had that
Bol.
one seat because Srila Prabhupada's
Hari
Rolex
Bol,
watch,
Hari Bol.
and I was so lucky. I was so happy that this incident happened.
Amazing, huh? Maharaj is really so merciful.
Yeah, it's so merciful.
Actually, I was just thinking, Prabhu's one of you, maybe if you are able to post a message in the group, it is actually Krishna's arrangement that I was actually waiting for, devotees to, um, uh, I mean, when they are free of other, the program wise, they are having so many in their places. So I thought maybe devotees, when they are free, then we can start officially a Smriti Sabha. But since you set the ball rolling, Suchandra Prabhu, I just feel that we should turn out this thing into a, sharing Maharaj. I think not only personal, but anything that they heard in the last 1 week from devotees. There's so much of live this thing going on pretty much every day in Delhi and other places also. Why not we just do that? Maybe Narad Muni would be more happy to hear devotees engaged in that. So if one of the devotees can actually, maybe Gaurav Prabhu or someone, I don't know who is immediately able to post the message in the group, maybe you can post in the group that we are actually turning it into Maharaj Smriti Sabha. This one is Gopal Krishna Maharaj Smriti Sabha. Those who would like to join, please join as soon as possible so that we can hear nectar from you too. Is it possible?
I will post, Prabhu.
Yeah, anyone who can post. So maybe one thing we'll just have to do is just say Maharaj Pranam prayers and then we'll start. Suchandra Prabhuji, why don't you lead us in Maharaj Pranam prayers and then we will say Prabhupada's Pranam prayers and then we'll start.
When do we want to do that?
No, let's just do it because we set the ball rolling.
Okay. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shamate Gopal Krishna Goswami Iti Namine Prabhupadasya Saityamiya Prakasya Vidiricha Pracharmatan Sadhu Bhagavad Padaya Nama Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shamate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Swasti Gaurapatavrinda
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram.
Thank you, Prabhu. Actually, I was thinking of this only, but maybe not. Maybe we'll do a formal thing. But what we will do some today, and then maybe we can continue in tomorrow evening's thing also in Prabhupada's Smaranam session. Can convert that into a Smriti program. And those who are not able to join today, may be able to, if possible, tomorrow, sometime in the second half. So maybe Suchandra Prabhu, you know Maharaj for a long period of time, so maybe you should tell more of Maharaj.
Yes.
Just before that, Prabhuji, one thing I wanted to, because you reminded of your call with Suchandra Prabhu, sorry, Dasavatar Prabhu. Anybody had the chance to hear Dasavatar Prabhu's memory in Vrindavan?
I heard it. Prabhuji, I heard it.
I wanted to post it in the group actually. I heard it 3-4 times actually, and I wanted to do it
Prabhuji, to be very
more
honest,
times.
I was hearing so many, but I was becoming emotional. But when Dasavatar Prabhu gave, I actually cried. Because you can understand his position was so awkward,
Even more precarious. And remember, I was remembering your call with me only, Prabhu, that you were a bit worried, you were a bit upset that I think when you were my daughter was about to be initiated, but then the thing changed. Then I told you that thing, maybe it is Krishna's arrangement. Now,
when you told me
after
this,
hearing,
I'm telling you the truth, it made a lot of people.
No, after hearing, Prabhu, yes, Prabhu, go ahead. Please go ahead.
What happened? I sent him a message, and I feel so bad. So then, I sent him a message that it is, what is this? People who are overseas, they want to speak to Guru Maharaj, they cannot speak to Guru Maharaj. This is what type of arrangement is this? So he didn't reply. But when I heard this thing, and his speech and all that, I felt so bad. Then I sent him a message. So he beautifully wrote to me that Prabhuji, don't worry, because you had a lot of tension, I had a lot of tension. So I said, don't worry. Very nice person. I really.
He's such a actually. His position is one of the most precarious position. You go this way, you will be faltered. You go that way, also you'll be faltered. And when he was explaining, 600 people are waiting in Chandigarh, over 1,000 people are waiting in Pune and Bombay. And in fact, my last visit to Mumbai was just 2 weeks ago. In first and second of 30th and 1st of May I was there. And I happened to meet with some of the devotees in Juhu, I'm saying, in Juhu. So I happened to meet with some of the devotees, And they also said one thing, that Pune, June 3rd, Maharaj is going to last initiation. And then following that, 2 days later, Maharaj will do another last initiation in Juhu. That's all. After that, Maharaj is going to stop. So anyone who is interested, please tell them that this will be the last thing. They should hurry up. So I told some of the devotees also, who are in fact Krishna Vani Mata is part of our group. I met her, and Prabhu is already a disciple. Mataji was not initiated. And I told them also, and they said my name is also there in the group. So the one thing that I really felt was that if you put our legs in Dasavtar Prabhu's shoes, how difficult it is, and he had to take care of
Oh
Maharaj's
my God,
health,
it was
and
very
Maharaj
difficult
doesn't want to
time.
show his health issues outside, and devotees think that Maharaj is all right, and Dasavtar Prabhu is lying.
Yeah, very true, very true. Prabhuji, I also felt the
Mm,
same, and I really regret it. And I sent him an apology message, and he said, "Don't worry, don't worry." So, but it's a very nice person. And another thing
yeah.
I just mentioned,
Mm, yes.
yesterday, I was this was at night, and we are 4.5 hours different. So
Mm,
I was looking at. I said it must be 2:30 in the morning there. So
mm,
he was on the line. So I wrote to him that Prabhuji, what are you doing at this time? How come you are not resting? So
mm,
he wrote, I'm finding it so difficult to sleep.
mm,
So then I wrote to him that, Prabhuji, I understand, but then
mm,
you have to take your rest, otherwise your body will have a problem. So he wrote to me, thank you so much, I'll try my best.
mm. That's how he has to handle. And if he was simply handling just the initiation part alone, that is a bit different, Prabhu. It is not so much of a pressure. But you see, Maharaj's thing is changing so dynamically.
Oh
Every
yes.
moment, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and we have experienced that very much with Mahavishnu Maharaj also. He will say one thing one moment, the next hour it will change, again the next hour it will change. It's like English weather. English weather is also doesn't change so frequently.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
They say
3, 4 times.
unpredictable as UK
Yeah,
weather.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, when I heard it, I was also very emotional, and at least 3 times I heard it, and I told Sudarshan also to hear. We both heard twice together once, and I mean that is one. I wanted to post that in our group also, but my work kept me busy, so I couldn't do that. But the thing is, I wanted to write a proper message over there. Actually, it that one offering, of course, everybody's offering is best, but that one offering of remembrance of the Sardar Prabhu tells everything about Maharaj and his disciple. How
Oh yes,
a
yes.
best disciple should be, and how the spiritual master is also.
Yeah.
He is also so kind, and Karuna Murti in that sense. I really wanted for my own personal thing also, because our spiritual master also left 14 years ago, and we have had a reasonably good association with Maharaj, because he was always giving himself everyone, and every time we think of Maharaj's memory, it's all the more uh, painful that we are not able to associate more, but at the same time, that's the only medicine for that pain also. So it's going to be a bittersweet truth here that we have to bitter pill to swallow, actually. So I was thinking how to just a little while ago, I was talking to one other friend, very good friend of mine, was Maharaj disciple. He is a very good friend of mine. He's very much so attached with Maharaj, and but he couldn't go to Maharaj Thirogo thing. So I was talking to him, and I was telling him that the real test, if we think about others like the Dasavdar Prabhu, Ajay Gauram Prabhu, and all those who have been personally with Maharaj, the same thing goes for personal assistants of His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapatak Maharaj, and every others, because uh, the it's everybody thinks that they are having the special privilege of personal association with their spiritual master, but that's the most difficult task. Even when the spiritual master is there, and when the spiritual master leaves the world also.
Yes.
Because for all others, the service will be, very like, say, for example, I'm not comparing, but someone who is a lot into preaching service or some management service, etc., they will get into the service immediately after the spiritual master's departure because it is something which will call them. Like, right? For example, Amaprila Prabhu might continue to be busy with his services, and say someone else who is managing temples or groups, they will be busy with their thing. But you think about the personal servants. It's like a after that, it's like a desert for them, like
Definitely.
just a blank world, So it's a vacuum. They will every time they see spiritual masters, deities, or their dresses, or their slippers, or the padukas and anything, they will feel the presence of the spiritual master even more intensely. And all other services will not match to that personal service.
Very true.
So it's going to be like a world of vacuum where they will have to find their own space to move and and uh, what do you call continue their service to Guru. You know, it's so very difficult. When Chaitanya Prabhu left, all the Goswamis, they were feeling so much pain in their absence. And when Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur left also, it left such a big vacuum hole in Prabhupada's heart that he said, nobody's association can equal this loss. Then they are can fill this loss. So I was thinking even more for someone like the Sardar Prabhu, because we have also felt that there are many devotees of who served myself, Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj also. And when we are leaving that place in Nashik, where we did the first Samadhi of Maharaj, at that time when we were leaving, we were all, we just had a little bit of Smrti Sabha the day after Maharaj Samadhi. And when we were leaving, we were all looking at each other and we asked, okay, Prabhu, so what's your next plan? And then they were simply saying, we don't know, Prabhu. We don't know where we are going. I'm just going to Bombay and I don't know where else I will go after that. So it's like completely in a lost world, like where we will go next. And especially those who came from the other outside India, they were thinking they will go to Bombay, see Radha Raspihari, or maybe go to say Delhi or somewhere else, and then Dwarka maybe, and then they just said, we don't know where we will go after this. So every time we meet for Vyas Puja also, when we go into Maharaj's room, ashram, we feel all the more that memories are coming. So it's I felt that very much for the Sardar Prabhu, and whenever I met him, I spent little brief time with him in Srirangam when they came with Maharaj for a day's visit. We happened to serve Maharaj there for a little while. So when I get a chance to meet him again, I just want to spend some little few minutes of quality time with him, if possible, to get that, grab that essence of his love for Maharaj service. They have so much to give. I told the devotees that he can write at least 10 volumes of books of his memories of Maharaj easily.
Because he has served for Maharaj for 10 years.
20 years, 15, 20 years.
Okay.
More than 15 years for sure. I remember he's very approachable because many devotees used to tell that if they want to get some information, if they message the Sardar Prabhu, more or less very quickly they will get it. So, but life goes on, we have to move on with it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Prabhu. Tomorrow in Chennai also we have the memories Smrti Sabha planned in the temple. And in many other temples also, like Bangalore, everywhere they are managing things because Maharaj has disciples everywhere.
Yes.
And not only disciples, many were inspired by Maharaj in that sense. So many devotees were inspired.
And another thing, Prabhuji, I just want to mention this. He appointed 5 executors of the will,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
one he said Umapati. Umapati he was our temple president in Kenya.
Hmm.
Yeah, and he has been.
And now
He
he's in
settled
Russia,
down.
is it?
Sorry?
Is he in Russia now?
No, no. He's in. He is at the moment. He's in Delhi, but he's going
Huh.
back to Kenya. So he's looking after East
Oh,
Africa.
oh,
He's the
East
regional.
Africa. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
he's the regional secretary now.
Hmm. Loads and loads of memories of Maharaj, really.
Mm.
Anyone else have had any personal experience, or even if you've heard from someone also, you can share. Piyush Prabhu is there from Dwarka, and then we have, I think Chanchalpati Prabhu, others are not there. Um, uh, yeah, whoever knows a little bit also, please feel free to share. And we will continue, not to worry, Krishna willing. In the next session, if they are able to join, we hear from them also. I wanted to hear more from those who are also not very regularly joining in our group because of this their other services. But say someone like Dayalu Govind Prabhu, then Vaishnav Damodar Prabhu, they're all there in the group. So maybe Piyush Prabhu, if you can, maybe when you meet them, if you can tell if they can join tomorrow evening, like 7:30 session, you can probably have it we hear from them.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I will also write to them, but apart from that. Uh, yes, Prabhu. Piyush Prabhu, you want to share something, Prabhu? Please.
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, मैं मतलब inspired था. I am inspired from the Maharaj, and I wanted to means when Maharaj will accept me as his disciple. So I was looking
He has
to it.
already accepted, Prabhu. He has already accepted. The moment we think that we want to take initiative, that's the moment the relationship starts. The rest is formality.
Yes,
Right.
so I want to just share a few memory, मतलब remembrance of Maharaj in session. Namo Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Gopal Krishna Goswami Nitinam Ya Prakash Sadharaja Pracharam Pracharam Kritvan Sadhu Bhagavad Padaya Namo. So Maharaj matlab Maharaj is very fond of devotee care. So Maharaj means devotee. He is very much take care of their disciples and the disciples of the other spiritual master as well.
Yeah.
Just hear that means we think of discriminate that we want to give preference to my disciples, है ना? So Maharaj not have this discrimination, no discrimination. That we also Narad Muniji quality, also one of the quality of Narad. Discrimination to give means to hear from the disciples also, and to give. I'm just hearing yesterday Amog Leela Prabhuji's glorification on Delhi. So he just shared that he is very much concerned that a devotee have taken prasadam or not. So one just go and went to some, I think, GBC meeting or that, but disciples are waiting outside. So he just came outside and see to disciples and asked him that whether you are feeling hungry or not. So they said, the disciple said, yes, we are hungry. So he just take out under his arm the sandwiches for them. So he just give. So
he ate something in behind and he took it and gave it.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, the thing about Amavilla Prabhu and a few others, of course, but is that those who heard it live were actually more fortunate. Because there are few
Yes.
things which is said, they immediately cut it off, and in the YouTube now you won't see them coming, and they are very confidential things. Yeah, and really, yes, Prabhu, please continue, Prabhu.
So we think that disciples' duty is to just to serve Guru Maharaj, but here we see opposite. Guru Maharaj is serving their disciples. So so
no, Maharaj
he
was
is
spreading his sannyasi that cloth, and he was going and he was asking. And they were driving. Actually, Maharaj was saying, they are hungry, so he went and he bhiksha. He did bhiksha for them.
yes. We,
On
disciples
their behalf.
take bhiksha from others for his spiritual master, but we see opposite that one time driving and he's just stop and there is a rabdi
Yeah.
and mufli peanuts wala is there. So he just taken and he just in a humble way, very humble way, he asked the person seller. So seller just said ki whatever you take, my ready whole ready.
But don't do this anymore. Don't. I mean, don't spread your cloth like this in front of me. I will give you automatically. We don't want to. We don't want this embarrassment.
Yes.
So devotee care is very much. He saved one devotee. I think from his bad health, he's suffering, and he's just doctor said that he will no more. He will be died. So Raj just
Sarva Lakshanam. I think it is Sarva Lakshanam, Prabhu, from Pune.
Yes, Prabhuji, yes. So he just talked with him 10 minutes, I think 10 to 15 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes. So he's unconscious that time. But after next day he will be conscious.
No. What happened was he was unconscious. He became unconscious, and devotees thought, the doctor said that prepare his final this thing. So in fact, his counselors and all even went to the deities and got the deity garlands to put it on him for his last last moment. And he was in Pune, by the way. He was not in. He was actually Radhesham Prabhu, and he is under his guidance. So everybody thought that he's leaving in another 10-15 minutes. So Maharaj's call came, and he called suddenly from Delhi or wherever, I don't know. But he called and he said to the assistant that I want to talk to him, talk to Sarva Lakshmi. He said, Maharaj is unconscious, he cannot hear. No, just keep the phone next to him. I want to talk to him. So he forcefully put the phone next to him, and Maharaj said, if you want to go, you can go, but there is service for you. Get up and come. And then that's all he told. And the next day, he became conscious, and he started doing his regular service, and now he is offering memories also. See, this is the power of spiritual master, you see. Amazing. So much is amazing. So nice. I was just relishing each and every one of them. I don't know. Now you will have the fortune of hearing all of them, but live was really too good as they were coming one by one. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah.
So
no, we can. Yes, Prabhu. Sorry.
He also said to him to cut hair also, cut to.
That is there. Maharaj remembered him right for many months that he has not shaved. That was also there. Like that, everybody had so many nice memories, actually. Each one of them, I don't know, we can write books and books on just these memories alone. And the only thing was that why devotees did not have the time to share all these things when Maharaj was around. Many others would have got the opportunity to serve even more. Now also it is nothing lost, because from now on, whatever they do, even that will be even more beneficial. Because the thing is, serving a spiritual master without many solid memories is very difficult for normal people. It's if you don't have any memory as such, what did you do? Like, okay, he's a spiritual master, he's my guru. He has asked me to read Bhagavad Gita, but how will you develop that connect with the spiritual master? Right? That connect with the spiritual master is established more strongly through the medium of the sweet exchanges, loving exchanges, not just with us, with any disciple or anybody for that matter. They had a relationship. That relationship will be universally applicable, universally relishable. It is not that suppose I tell about my father is like this, my mother is like this. You may not relish it so much. Well, everybody's father will be like, you also have your father, you will see that, okay, my father is also like this, so and so. But when we talk about spiritual masters, the spiritual masters, any interaction with someone else will be equally, impactful to the other person who was not directly involved in that experience or incident. You see, that's the beauty of transcendental relationships, and anti-material relationships, as Maharaj would call it. When Prabhu was talking about that, Amaklila Prabhu was talking about that Maharaj spreading his sannyas joli, this thing to get the Bhiksha thing, it reminded me of as well as Mahavishnu Maharaj. My Guru Maharaj also once took two devotees, two of the devotees who were visiting Rajkot, and he took them to the market, nearby market. So they thought that, okay, Maharaj wanted some groceries for the temple, for the boga for the temple. So let's go and purchase. The Prabhuji who was there from the US, he had enough money to get whatever for the day, for the deities and devotees also. But Maharaj said, no, I don't want you to spend money. I want you to go and beg. So they said, Maharaj, why we should beg in the market? We just go pay the money and get it. No. Then they went and they came back. We asked, they didn't give. So Maharaj said, no, you should beg like this. And then he went and he also took his sannyas thing, and he went to the sabji mandi, that cart wala. He said, Bhagwan ke liye bhog chahiye, which they said like that. He was humbly begging. Then these two devotees were stunned. They said, no, we should not let Maharaj beg when we are there. So they said, Maharaj, we will do it. Maharaj, don't worry. You please go and sit in the car. And then they went around in the Sabji Wala Bandi, and then they went and begged for the thing. Then Maharaj said, this is real seva. This is how we will become humble. And Maharaj showed in practice that how we should beg. And so this one of the devotees was from Trivandrum. Even now he is doing seva there. So he went back and Maharaj said, this is how I want you to do the seva in Trivandrum also. But don't simply go and beg. Do Nama Sankirtan, Harinam Sankirtan, and then at the end of your Sankirtan, you just go and ask, they will give. So every time for Rath Yatra, the feast that they are preparing for, say, 700 to 1,000 people there every year, for them, the entire week or 2 weeks before the Rath Yatra, they go and every day they do Harinam and beg for sabji like this. And that way only they collect the, say, vegetables and other things, whatever groceries, and they serve the devotees there. So this is something which is very unique, and they felt that they don't have to. Maharaj would have just simply said, okay, you have Lakshmi, just go and buy this thing. That's enough. But then how much of it makes us humble, right? So humility is something which is very important. And I see time and again when devotees are explaining about Maharaj's leelas and relationships, etc., we could see that one simple thing, that is that humility. That he is again and again showing that humility is the only way to build long-lasting devotee relationships. And as I think Susendra Prabhu, you said, or Krishna said, that Maharaj is so much important, giving so much importance to devotee care, and that is very important. And Maharaj was embodiment of that quality. That's why Amaklila Prabhu also said this point, that he said that Maharaj is not a very great kirtaniya in that sense. He was not like hours long, he cannot do kirtans. or he cannot do a speech like for hours long because his health was not permitting. At least in the last 15 years, if you have to say, he's a tremendous, amazing speaker, amazing preacher, but he would not be like spending 4 or 5 hours and all giving classes, etc. But still, what made him so famous is his Vaishnava Seva Bhav, that he wanted to always serve the devotees, irrespective of whatever their age is, their whatever they may be in the whatever terms. So that really Maharaj embodies it pretty, and we really appreciate it. So nice. We have Chanchalpati Prabhu also here. Yes, Chandra Prabhu.
See, once you are talking about devotee care, like once what had happened, Maharaj had come there to Kenya for a couple of days, and he was supposed to go to Mombasa and then Kisumu and all that. So, like, he used to keep lecture very early in the morning, like after he used to be there always for Mangla Aarti, as we know, all the temple.
Yeah.
So, on that particular instance, he had arrived from America, and he came at 2:30 in the morning. So by the time he was brought to the temple, it was 3:30. So the temple president told him that, please, today you don't don't do the Mangla Aarti. You can do this Shringar Aarti. So he didn't say anything. But 4:30, he was on the altar. And, like we were wondering that he didn't sleep at all. And that was the, and so on that particular instance, he went to Kisumu, and when he came back, we were supposed to all meet Guru Maharaj that time. So I wasn't there. So he asked, where is Suchandra? So the temple president said that he's not well. At that time I wasn't well. So he said, why didn't you tell me? So he said, let's call off the meeting now. I want to go and see Suchandra. So I was shocked because he came to my house, and I was like, my wife came running that Guru Maharaj has come. I tried to walk down. He came quickly and he said, no, you rest. And I'm telling you the truth that Guru Maharaj, he told me to rest, and he put his hand on my head, and I was feeling so good. I said, oh my God, because so humble that there was a meeting and he closed the meeting. He said, no, I have to go and see him. So that was the quality Maharaj had. For everyone he used to be.
Yeah.
And another instance I wanted to point out, because he was going to Russia. And what had happened, he had told the temple president that I only want just a couple of devotees to come, because if they see me, because he was going in karmi clothes. At that time, because things were bad in Russia. So he was going in karmi clothes. So he clearly said that I don't want many of the devotees to come and see me, because if the initially the neophyte comes and sees me, they will feel that what is this? Maharaj, what type of clothes? So, me and my brothers, we were there, and we met him, and, he was even feeling so bad that, you see, I have to go to Russia, and I cannot wear my those other clothes, so I have to wear karmi clothes. So, we could understand that, okay. But after so many years, then everything started working out nicely. And then, Russia is today, Russia's biggest following is Russia in Mayapur, and if you see that.
And Maharaj can speak fluent Russian.
He can, yes.
Yeah. One thing that the Dasavatara Prabhu said was very much personified Maharaj as the servant of all Vaishnavas. That he said that in his beginning days, he was doing upas, the fasting, and for the Chaturmasya.
Yes.
And when he was doing that fasting, Maharaj, after 3 months or so, Maharaj called him. He was also doing personal service to Maharaj. Then Maharaj called him and asked him, "Are you fasting?" Then he said, "Yes, Maharaj, but it's only Kartik. Why are you fasting? You didn't tell me." Then, no, Maharaj, it's only Kartik. No, you should not serve me now. I don't take service from anyone who is fasting. It's the greatest offense. I don't want to do that because they will be so tired. They are doing fasting, and if I engage them in my personal service, there is no one greater offender than me. And then he told that Maharaj will not take when devotees come after book distribution. Even in the Ekadashi fasting, somebody is doing, he will ask them, "Are you fasting? Then don't come to serve me. I should not take service from you. You will be already tired." They will come to do massage for Maharaj. They will say, "No, no, don't do. Go and rest." And those who are doing book distribution said, "You are all serving Prabhupada, as great servants of Prabhupada. It's an offense if I take service from you." So how, I mean, particular Maharaj is even in taking service. And in, I mean, I was just feeling that the whole week we can just go on and on hearing the glories of Maharaj, And frankly speaking, once the spiritual master leaves, he lives through those memories, especially for his disciples and followers, because those memories are the ones with which they will have to live for the rest of the life. And frankly speaking, not when, especially when many devotees are there and many disciples are there, they may not have the good fortune of spending some, having some, being part of some experiences or some time serving them in their lifetime. But that is not all is lost. That's what I have experienced in the last 14 years. Yes, I have some certain amount of experiences with my Guru Maharaj. I'm just telling from my personal experience. I have certain experiences from my Guru Maharaj. But if I just simply keep that alone as the experience, I will not be able to expand my service or intensify my service. The secret of serving the spiritual master in his absence, in my little humble experience, I can tell you, is that hearing from everyone about their experience with the Guru Maharaj and make it into yours. Because the spiritual master, when he is giving experience to any entity, anybody for that matter, it's the spiritual master who is the constant. And the person experiencing it is a variable. It's global.
Yes.
You understand? If you are having this, coding experience, you will know there's something like local and global. So the global means everybody can experience it. Those who hear it also can experience it. Those who speak it also can experience it. That is the transcendental beauty of the spiritual masters, or even any pure devotee for that matter, not only our spiritual master, anybody. So the more I and Sudarshana, we keep hearing Maharaj's pastime that is shared by so many wonderful devotees, we feel that we were somewhere in the corner in that picture scene, maybe somewhere in a corner standing and observing Maharaj doing this, and somebody is washing Maharaj's feet or massaging Maharaj, and Maharaj is speaking something. So this is how the transcendental connection between the Atma's work. Because Maharaj said one thing, Maharaj said one thing, that the relationship between spiritual master and the disciple is 100% spiritual. There is no material thing involved in it. It's just the body is there for us to see that it is spiritual. That's all. But the voice is coming. Guru is one. So every time we hear some experiences of devotees talking about Maharaj, we feel so elated because that connection we all have with the spiritual master, see, when the disciples experience certain bhav, the spiritual master, due to that whatever experience, incident, lila, whatever, that flows to everybody who is connected to the spiritual master. So you call it as a pure devotee. Don't really say spiritual, because spiritual master, you may consider your spiritual master, my spiritual master. That is immature. A spiritual master is everybody's spiritual master. The Guru is one. Just the body is different. So that naturally impacts everybody. Whoever the spiritual master, because they are pure devotees. Their relationship with Krishna is pure. So that is how Maharaj always said it's completely spiritual. There's no material things involved in it. That's why even after 50 years, they are able to experience and share. Now, Giriraj Maharaj is, after 50 years, he is sharing his experiences of the Juhu story in that book. Leela, sorry, our Daivi Shakti Mataji, after so many years, every single page of Leela she can go into the minute details of that and for another 2-3 hours easily. How are they remembering every single thing about that particular incident? Because that love is 100% pure. Love is transcendently pure. And that is why that love is really spreading to everyone. Hmm. So nice, Prabhu. Thank you for sharing these wonderful things. I'm just sharing in between this thing. Please don't feel bad. I'm just it just comes when you are sharing those because the same experience what Amoglila Prabhu had with Maharaj, we have also had with Maharashtra Maharaj. And you can see pure devotees, they all uh, give the same kind of instruction, right? So it's very, and the same thing he said about one point, interesting point he said about Maharaj that actually disciple is supposed to serve the spiritual master, but spiritual master is serving the disciples by giving these things. And exactly the same thing I experienced with Maharaj. So when we go to serve Maharaj, in the name of serving Maharaj, I will go all the way from Bangalore to Nashik. Maharaj would call me, come over for a few days. And the funny thing is, Maharaj will tell me, now today I will teach you how to make rotis. And then he will make rotis and he will teach all these different things. But then he will actually cook. All I will do is just put the ghee and put it in the box. That's all. He will cook. And then in the end, I will eat. So instead of me cooking and him eating, and the next day he will teach how to make khichdi. And he will cook all the things for the thing, and we will go for a picnic, and we will sit a whole day in a remote place and reading Bhagavatam and have prasadam together. And in the end, I will be thinking, what did I do to serve Maharaj today? All I did was what he served, I just honored it. That's all. I just I relished the prasadam he cooked for me. So that happens many times when I mean, it's so embarrassing in one way, but it is also personally a relishable thing, which we can't get anywhere else. Like that, many such incidents are there, which relished so much. So, anyone else would like to share? Please feel free anytime. So, not like a formal thing that we are doing. Garo Prabhu, yes, Prabhu. You would have
Uh,
seen Maharaj many times in
yes,
NVCC and other
yes,
places.
Prabhu. But one memory that I have of Maharaj is like we
Yes,
started
yes.
in Juhu in 2008, Prabhuji.
Uh-huh.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, we started attending the programs there, and then somehow I stopped coming to the programs. So,
Mm,
but I was chanting in
mm,
2009. So, but one day I thought, no, I have to go back to temple, and then I heard
mm,
that Maharaj is there. Then
mm,
Maharaj gave a wonderful lecture that time, and then I heard the complete lecture, and then I went to Maharaj. महाराज
mm,
I told him महाराज लाइफ में बहुत कंफ्यूजन है समझ में नहीं आ रहा कौन सा रास्ता पकड़ूं किधर जाऊं and then Maharaj
mm,
told me just don't worry
mm,
everything will be all right and
mm,
then he directed me to one devotee and then उनको बोला कि इनको अच्छे से समझाओ कि क्या
mm.
करना है क्या नहीं करना है and then the devotee really took good care of me and then it was kind of a turning point in my devotional life so it is by Maharaj's mercy actually I actually was able
Mm.
to continue in the devotional path.
Amazing, Prabhu. So nice, really. Even little tiny thing that Maharaj gives, so nice, no? And then what small thing only he will do, and he will feel that he keep that for entire year. I remember in Rajkot temple opening when 2019 April, it was really hot, and Maharaj had to because he is the GBC for Gujarat also, and all the Dwarka, Rajkot, all those places is under his charge. So Maharaj was to come that day before, 2 days before the actual temple opening ceremony. And on that day we were installing Sitaram Hanuman Ramparivar deities also and Gaurnitai also. So everybody was invited. This is before COVID. So we were doing all the arrangements. So five, 6 of us were sitting day and night to plan the arrangements, accommodation, transportation, logistics, everything. Uh, so one day, 2 days before the temple opening, there's the personal servant of Maharaj calls. And he tells us that, tells our Vaishnava Seva Prabhu, who is the temple president there in Rajkot, that Maharaj is coming on so and so time, and he will stay in the temple. In the temple, the guest houses are very normal, very, very normal. It's not up to the standard of, say, GBCs and sannyasis and all. So Vaishnava Prabhu very much resisted. Prabhuji, please forgive us. We don't have so much standard. We arranged a very nice accommodation for Maharaj just outside the temple, just a little bit far. We will arrange the transportation also for Maharaj. Please kindly request you to accept this thing. He said, no, Maharaj never stays outside the temple whenever he goes. He stays in the temple or just next to the temple. He doesn't go anywhere else. Whatever the standard is, Maharaj will accept it. Even if it is on the floor, if he has to sleep, it's your fine. No, how can we let him sleep on the floor, Prabhu? It's not possible at all. So there is no second choice. Maharaj never gives us the second choice. Overnight, they changed the whole room. 2 rooms they had to change, one for Maharaj and one for the disciples. They had to do complete painting, put AC and everything in that room, because normally during hot season, not anybody visits. Earlier, there was not so many ACs in those rooms. And when we usually go during December, January, it is really cold there. So there's no question of AC there. They put AC, they could completely painting, new bed, new cot, everything new. Just overnight, they just worked round the clock, along with all the temple opening things which we had to do. Then somehow they arranged the whole thing, and Maharaj was very, very happy that he was very thankful. But after, the funny thing is, after we had to do this for Maharaj, Loknath Maharaj called and he said, I also want to stay in the temple. It's not so we are out of this one big arrangement. Then we said, Maharaj, please forgive us. We have this other place. Please, we are arranging it for you. Don't worry. Everything you will have a personal servant 24 hours with you. You can do whatever you want with him. We will arrange everything clearly for you. So somehow, luckily, Maharaj arranged. So now that time in Rajkot, we had such wonderful experience really. And the day, in fact, that time also Maharaj was not well. He was still needed some support and all. But I don't know, the determination that these exalted personalities have. I don't know where they are getting it from. Definitely from Krishna only. But irrespective of all in spite of all the other inconveniences, they don't even show their thing. And their sense capacity is, you see that, normally when we were in 40s and 50s, we need specs and all these things, and we can't hear properly. So many things are there. But their senses are so strong and so, because for being fully engaged in Krishna service, actually the top dome, 3 domes are there in Rajkot. And at the top, they had put flags. And the one flag in the middle was slightly that not even the stick, that flag is slightly tilted. It's the fixed flag. It's not the waving flag. It's a smaller the steel flag or whatever metal flag that you keep, small thing. No, it's very small. From far distance, even we cannot see that. But Maharaj, it's too far actually. It's too tall building and too far from the guest house to see and all that. For somebody who is really, really good senses, it may look little bit thing. But Maharaj, when we are walking from the temple towards the guest house, he saw that, and from the guest house, next day morning he was going towards the temple. From the guest house, he is seeing there, and he's saying that flag is little tilted, and it is too far. It's a minimum of 250 meters away from the guest house, and we can't even see that. And then you please fix it soon. That's not a good thing. We should not have the flags and all. So these are small things which he had. A few more things. He called me over in the middle of heavy kirtans. He called me over into his personal room, and he told, this program has to go into all the media channels. You are responsible for it. He said, you make sure that it is going in all Gujarati, Hindi, Marathi, English, in all languages it should go. You write the English thing and somebody should translate, and the pictures and all should go. I said, yes, Mr. Maharaj, and all that. it was like heavy kirtan was there. I could hear part of it, and I mean most of it. And then Maharaj, I gave the gift to Maharaj, the book, and then I came back. And we were tied up with so many other things because devotees were leaving that evening, and Ram Navami day also. So many things were there. And the next day morning when Maharaj came out, I was thinking Maharaj might have forgotten me. Just so many people here me is meeting, and the moment he sees me, he said, "Did the media receive all our photos and the article? Everything is gone." I was like stunned. I sent the pictures, but I had not sent the article. Just a brief thing only I sent. He asked me to write He said it should be covered by all newspapers in all languages. And of course, we put little tiny things, but he said, it should be like how it comes in BTG, the long article. A month later, we put the BTG one, but I mean, I was amazed at his. If he gives service to somebody, more than the person, he remembers the service and whom he has given the service to. So I had to sheepishly admit that part of it is done, Maharaj, remaining will be done soon. I hope Chanchalpati Prabhu is back. He was driving. She's maybe Piyush Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu, please go ahead.
Yes, Prabhuji. One thing is also that Shukapriya Prabhuji also said he's in the past he has served Maharaj as secretary. So he just said that Maharaj's memory is very powerful. Means he just met once with Maharaj and shared that I am from this and I study this. So after 1 year, then again when he met the Maharaj, so Maharaj remembers everything which he shared with the Maharaj at the
Yeah.
So Maharaj's memory is very powerful and he remembers in detail, means minute. So is a transcendental memory. Means material memory is lost after a few years, after some time, but spiritual memory lasts forever.
This is actually means when he says spiritual memory, Prabhu, it is not contaminated by the touch of any tinge of the three modes. That is why it is so pure and it can last longer and they can remember things so clearly even after many years, you see. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you for that. Suresh Prabhu, yes, Prabhu, please go ahead.
I have heard about the Dayaram Prabhu, the legal expert, sharing the story of that Bangalore in some place that the Prabhupada property was grabbed by some people, and there was a legal case. He was to start the legal case, and Maharaj said, "No, don't start it before you start anything legal action. I will first meet them, take me to those people, and I will try to convince and all that." And he goes and he reluctantly finally takes him, and then when he goes there, he requests them. A discussion takes place, but they don't budge. And then Maharaj puts his head down, and he goes to those people.
Literally begs them.
Begs them and to come out and give the land back to us. But they don't budge, and finally that legal action was taken. See, Maharaj going to that level, and that was not his jurisdiction. Still, for the sake of Prabhupada land, Prabhupada property, we should preserve and protect. That's why he has gone and he took. He was so humble to get that land back. As far as possible, from Prabhupada's stage, we have seen that we will not go into the legal actions. First, we support it as much as possible
within ourselves.
So because legal takes will lot of money, everything, and then it will never come out there because Prabhupada has the experience of that Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Maharaj was fighting legally. All the properties of the Sanga has gone, and then they were still fighting. So against Prabhupada was very strong against going against legal actions. It will take years together, and finally we lose money and everything, and there is no way. And finally that land, with the effort and Prabhupada mercy, we got the land back after all the fighting, and that was a story so touching. And Maharaj's involvement and concern for that we should preserve and protect the property of the land, that was very wonderful.
Really wonderful, Prabhu. Thank you for that. So nice. I see Shyam Sundar Prabhu also raise your hand. Yes, Shyam Sundar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Prabhu, I will just, I am trying to remember one of the offering that was made by Umapati Prabhuji during his offering, And he was sharing very nice anecdotes that, when the Kenya temple actually started in Africa, it was running in a very bad condition. And, they have appointed a GBC. He was not able to, not able to manage it properly. And then again, some other GBC was appointed along with Gopal Krishna, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. It was not working. And then it was decided that, okay, fine, we are going to close the center because it's just not happening. But Gopal Maharaj said, just wait. We will try to continue and make it further, see, how the things happen. But finally, the other GBC member, he actually resigned from that area, and then it was left only to the Maharaj. And Maharaj then appointed Umapati Prabhuji to just oversee, how the things are happening over there. He was saying that, we were so cash-strapped that neither we had the money to pay the bill for electricity, nor we had the money to pay the bills for the water. So everything was going in a mess, and nothing was happening in a proper way. Then suddenly, one day, Maharaj told Umapati Prabhu that do one thing, just open a small sweet shop. Umapati Prabhu told, Maharaj, here how the thing happened. It is just, somebody will come with a gun, will loot everything and go away. So, it is the sweet shop definitely is not going to work. But Maharaj said, no, you just open a small sweet shop and see, how the thing happens. Even it is looted, but it is only the prasad, which will be taken by the, looters. So you just open it. So, but Prabhu was telling that, very reluctantly, he decided to open the sweet shop. And that becomes such a game changer that, from that small sweet shop, he was able to earn so much of money that not only he was able to manage his temple, but also, what he was telling, he was just pointing the finger like in and around whatever the land was there, that everybody has been, all the land had been procured by the temple. And not only that, that sweet shop was only in the Kenya, but then it was in Mambusa and in other places. So it was only the sweet shop which was actually driving the whole temple thing, And then he was telling that then slowly the temple picked up so nicely that normally you see the flowers coming in trucks, the lotus flowers, the multiple flowers, they come in the truck, and that too free of cost. So just one sweet shop, how would that become a game changer? And that reminds me, as you were telling, Prabhu, see, when we see from the material eyes, with this material concocted mind, we can't see, further. But the spiritual, the spiritual master,
they have a spiritual vision.
They have the spiritual vision. And with the spiritual vision, they say something, and that, that is absolutely amazing. And the second thing, which I learned from here, that if a spiritual master is telling something, just don't use your concocted material mind. Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Because we do not have that mind, we do not have that ability
to
comprehend
it.
Yeah, that's right. We do not have the ability to foresee, but the spiritual master has the ability to foresee what is good for us and what is not good for us. So if a spiritual master is telling something, just do it. Don't use your brain. So it was just amazing, Prabhu, just a small sweet shop, how it can change the whole area of the Africa. And that's the vision of Maharaj.
Yeah, it just reminded me of Gaurang Prabhu's thing that when Maharaj told once that him that, oh, I have opened so many Govindas in my life, but I have never eaten once in Govindas. That's a very interesting thing about Maharaj shared. Thank you so much, Shyam Sundar Prabhu. So many things. I really urge the devotees in this group, in this, some of us in this group, it's at least that you go back and the YouTube, all of these are there. I think they would have put it like day 1, day 2, like that. I don't know. Maybe somebody can share this. Maybe Chanchalpati Prabhu or someone who has access to all the days memories since Maharaj's departure. No, Vrindavan, then followed by 3-4 days in Delhi. Maybe devotees can go through that and just by hearing them sharing all these wonderful interactions with Maharaj will be really, really very, it will be fulfilling to our hearts also, because that is the only way from now on we can live with we live our life with in our life with the spiritual master. It's the memories that will carry us through, and that is what will strengthen our relationship with the Guru also. Following the instruction is one thing, but if you follow the instruction along with the loving memories of the Guru Maharaj, then it will be even more strongly. You will do it with even with more bhav. Otherwise, I will simply say, "Oh, Maharaj asked me to read Bhagavad Gita. I will read Bhagavad Gita." The relationship has to be there. Like you said, when the spiritual master is saying something, you just do it. Don't disturb your brain. It's so amazing. Nice statement it is. You're not supposed to use your brain. It's very interesting. So that is how really we will push our days along forward. Otherwise, simply memories alone and no action also will not help. Then also we'll become sentimentalists. Oh, Maharaj did this, Maharaj did that. When we get to see him, that is not enough, because spiritual master lives for a purpose. He leaves us so that we can intensify our devotional service even more. Even more. I really remember this particular chapter in Bhagavatam, first canto, 15th chapter. When Arjuna is defeated by the cowherds in the forest, on the way back from Dwarka, that thing is really wonderful. There's one particular place where Prabhupada writes in the purport. It's very instructive and very much relevant for all of us. We will not have our spiritual master with us all the time. So how do we act in the absence of the apparent absence of the spiritual master? See this 1:15:27. This particular sloka where Arjuna is remembering the Lord's instruction, and that way he's relieving the pain that releasing the pain that he has, the pain of separation from Krishna. It's very nice, really. Here, the first paragraph of the book.
Can I share?
Sorry, yes. 1:15:27, Prabhu. Desha kalartha yuktani hrittapopashamani cha haranti smarataschitam govinda bhitani me. Maybe someone can read the translation, Prabhu.
May I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
Yeah,
anyone.
Let him read, Prabhu. I'll be in mute. Let him read.
Now I am attracted to those instructions imparted to me by the personality of Godhead Govinda, because they are impregnated with instructions for relieving the burning hurt in all circumstances of time and space.
See, this particular chapter acted like a very, very soothing tonic for me in the beginning days, or even after later also. After my spiritual master was Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, when he departed, this particular chapter is pretty much what Arjuna is enacting our situation, that Krishna has left and he has to find out how he is going to lead the rest of his life. So, and immediately after Krishna's departure, the whole thing, Dwarka went down, was drowned, and then nobody was left, and everybody fought, and all the Yadavas died. So he has nobody to even talk to. At least we have some devotees to talk about our spiritual master, but he didn't have anybody to talk to also. Pretty much everybody's gone except the 5 brothers. So at that time, he is remembering all the incidents explained in the Mahabharata, and he is finally closing with this particular shloka. And Prabhupada gives a beautiful purport here. This is what really attracted Prabhu. Chanchalpati Prabhu, do you want to read the purport, first paragraph?
Okay, Prabhuji. Herein Arjuna refers,
first two paragraphs.
Okay, Prabhuji. Herein Arjuna refers to the instruction of the Bhagavad Gita, which was imparted to him by the Lord on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. The Lord left behind him the instructions of the Bhagavad Gita, not for the benefit of Arjun alone, but also for all time and in all lands. The Bhagavad Gita, being spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the essence of all Vedic wisdom. It is nicely presented by the Lord himself for all who have very little time to go through the vast Vedic literatures like the Upanishad, Puranas, and Vedanta Sutra. It is put within the study of the great historical epic Mahabharata, which was especially prepared for the less intelligent class, namely the women, the laborers, and those who are worthless descendants of the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and higher section of the Vyas. The problem.
These lines are important, Prabhu. Now coming the lines that are coming now.
The problem which arose in the heart of Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra was solved by the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. Again, after the departure of the Lord from the vision of earthly people, when Arjuna was face to face with being vanquished in his acquired power and prominence, he wanted again to remember the great teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, just to teach all concerned that the Bhagavad Gita can be consulted in all critical times, not only for solace from all kind of mental agonies, but also for the way out of great entanglements which may embrace one in some critical hour.
Now, will you please read further? We'll discuss after this, the next paragraph also.
The merciful Lord left behind him the great teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, so that one can take the instructions of the Lord even when he is not visible to material eyesight. Material senses cannot have any estimation of Supreme Lord, but by his inconceivable power, the Lord can incarnate himself to the sense perception of the conditioned soul in a suitable manner through the agency of matter, which is also another form of the Lord's manifested energy.
So this through the agency of matter includes DT form, sound form, or all other memories and everything, all different kinds of forms.
Thus, the Bhagavad Gita or any authentic scriptural sound representation of the Lord is also the incarnation of the Lord. There is no difference between the sound representation of the Lord and the Lord himself. One can derive the same benefit from the Bhagavad Gita as Arjuna did in the personal presence of the Lord.
These two paragraphs, Prabhu, this establishes the concept so clearly in our hearts. Our situation is pretty much very similar to what Arjuna is facing in this chapter. The same personality who is our spiritual master, we had his association for some time, and personally he has given so many instructions, like how Krishna personally gave instructions to Bhagavad Gita, to Arjuna, the Bhagavad Gita. Similarly, so many instructions, memories we have also. But after the departure of the spiritual master of Krishna, how Arjuna did in the after Krishna's departure is the same thing that Krishna wants to instruct us. Once our spiritual master also departs, this is how we should be. And that's why there is no difference between the Lord and his words. Same way, there is no difference between spiritual master and his instructions. And again, very beautifully, Prabhupada, this every single word, this is called choice words, See, the first paragraph, again, after the departure of the Lord from the vision of earthly people, when Arjuna was face to face with being vanquished in his acquired power and prominence. See the selection of the words, acquired power and prominence. What does that mean? It is not his thing. Acquired means someone else, he got it from someone else. That is Krishna. Right? So what he has got from someone else, that is Krishna, he lost it after Krishna's departure. So when we acquire some power and prominence from someone, we think that it is ours. So Krishna takes it away to show us that it is not yours, it is someone else's, just given for emergency purpose. Somewhere else it is mentioned, it will be mentioned. It was given for emergency power, and when it was not needed, Krishna has taken it away. Where is that purport? In Yeah, there is one place where he mentions this thing in this chapter only. Yes, it is 115. 3, 4, 5. 115.5. See, in this Prabhupada says beautifully in the purport. The power and energy which were bestowed upon Arjuna were required for fulfillment of the mission of the Lord. But when his mission was fulfilled, the emergency powers were withdrawn from Arjuna because the astounding powers of Arjuna, which were astonishing even to the denizens of heaven, were no longer required. And Prabhupada writes so beautifully after this that, and they were not meant for going back to Godhead. He's saying your Gandiva, your all these Pasupatastra, which all you got, no, Brahmastra and all, they are not required for going back to Godhead. So why do you need it? So I'm taking it back. See, this is the beauty of Prabhupada. You should relish Prabhupada like this. And I'm telling you, Prabhu's Matajis, if we simply relish Prabhupada's words like this, all our spiritual masters will really be happy at our state of mind. Yes, sir. Now he is doing what I wanted him to do by giving him shelter or initiation, whatever. See the words that he has used here. Read this again. See, because the astounding powers of Arjuna, which were astonishing even to the denizens of heaven, were no longer required. I mean, they were not meant for going back to Godhead. If endowment of powers and withdrawals of powers by the Lord are possible for even for a great devotee like Arjuna or even the demigods in the heaven, then what to speak of the ordinary living beings who are but fixed compared to such great souls? The lesson is therefore that no one should be puffed up for his powers borrowed from the Lord. The sane man should rather feel obliged to the Lord for such benefactions and must utilize such power for the service of the Lord. Such power can be withdrawn at any time by the Lord. So the best use of such power and opulence is to engage them in the service of the Lord. Can there be a better purpose than this? See, this is the same thing that our spiritual master is also giving to us. Whatever capacity we have, he is redirecting, rechannelizing ours in that direction. So now we may see when the spiritual master going and I am going behind him, or when the spiritual master is saying, so and so devotee is doing great like that, then people say, oh, Prabhupada, say, Prabhu, Maharaj has glorified you, Mataji Maharaj has glorified you. But the thing is, actually speaking, that glorification is nothing if I get puffed up by things. It's of no use if I just get puffed up by that. Rather, we should be remembering that Maharajas, Prabhupada are giving us this opportunity to, are giving us this whatever the say special recognition or something to us, so that we can utilize it in his service. Otherwise, these are all borrowed tools. We just borrowed from Krishna and trying to think that we are owners of this. And the same thing, you come back to 115.27. See what Prabhupada is saying here, the same words that he's using. In the acquired power and prominence, Arjuna was face to face with being vanquished in his acquired power and prominence. Arjuna was thinking that I am having the Kandiva, I've killed all these people, I am the hero of the battle. And then Krishna had just a few cowherd boys to show that you are nothing, man, your Gandiva is nothing. And that's why he's telling in 115.21, the same Gandiva above, the same Rath, the same horses, I am the same Rati. Everything is the same, but Sarvam Shanena Masad Abut, Isharikam. The moment I think that this acquired power and prominence is mine, that's when we become devoid of Krishna. Not when they physically leave our eyes. Please understand this difference. When they physically leave our vision, we don't lose them. When we start thinking that the acquired power and prominence that we got as a mercy by the spiritual master or Krishna is ours, we are identifying that this is mine, this is mine. That is when we are losing the spiritual master's connection. And that's why he was upset because his everything was beaten by some ordinary people, which could create so much of heart would be paining to that they'll be shivering to hear this Gandiva, that vibration, sound vibration. But here these people are not even caring for it. Why? Because of that acquired power and prominence. He owned it. He thought he owned it. Then when he was defeated, that is when the Ishariktam, due to Ishariktam is defeated, then he realized that, see, I have not put into practice Bhagavad Gita message. That is why I am feeling this. That is why Prabhupada is writing this so beautifully. Vanquished in his acquired power and prominence. In the other place, he is telling that emergency thing was withdrawn because it's not needed for them. There is no more Duryodhana, no more Bhishmadev, no more Dronacharya. Why you need all these things? Just sit and do proper preaching now. Whatever you heard Bhagavad Gita, now it is your responsibility to share that with everyone. So such a beautiful two things. That's why Prabhupada is concluding in these two paragraphs, the sound vibration and the Lord are not different. The same way, these experiences that we have of with our spiritual masters, with so many exalted Vaishnavas, it's not different from them. That is why even after they leave, if we keep cherishing and remembering those pastimes and sharing it with you, the best way to cherish those memories is to share it with others who are also like-minded devotees, basically, because others may sometimes think in a mundane way, but then again, we should never become too sentimental. Action is more important. What they wanted us to do, we have to put them into practice. That is when we will really please the spiritual master. And this bhav that you get from Arjuna's, these two beautiful connections. I'm sorry, I just wanted to share these two purports as I remembered. I see Uday, sorry, Bhaktodev Prabhu, you raised your hand for something, Prabhu. Please, any question
Yes,
or comment?
no, just referring to this purport, what you read just now. I was
Yes,
hearing the glorification by Dr. Vivek Bindra, Venu Madhav Prabhu. So there, these points were coming, you know, like so he was going through a very bad patch right now. So His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj said that things are not so
so bad.
so bad.
As you think so, as you think. Things are not as bad as you think.
Yeah, correct. So, and another occasion when he was trying to say, you know, I did that, and all, you know, all business things and all. So that time also, you know, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj sobered him that ये सब भी नहीं रहेगा. Okay, like that. So a spiritual master always wants to keep us in a balanced position, you know, equipoised. So हम जैसे सुख आ गया तो हवा में उड़ना नहीं चाहिए और दुख आ गया तो नीचे नहीं गिरना चाहिए. तो वो our spiritual master sees to it that, you know, we are equipoised and balanced all the time, and we don't leave our devotional service at any given point of time. Either you go down or you go up, but devotional service must go on. That is what I was trying to.
Very true, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Such golden words. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it, Prabhu. What I would do, Prabhu, Prabhu's Mataji, is that, you know, we may probably stop here. And I would suggest that, you know, Piyush Prabhu has kindly shared this few of the glorifications. Whatever you could hear, it would be nice to hear, because many of us haven't seen this so much nectarian memories that we have not heard of Maharaj. Personally, it was very very purifying for me and Sudarshana. We were hearing this quite a bit throughout a few days in the last week. And whatever we touched us, we can share it. Krishna willing, tomorrow there are a few sections in which in the Juhu story book also, where Giriraj Maharaj talks about some nice pastimes of Gopal Krishna Maharaj too. We try to share that if possible, and just for a few minutes, and then take it along with that to hear from other devotees. Chanchalpati Prabhu, I know you just joined. Tomorrow evening, are you busy, Prabhu? Chanchalpati Prabhu? You there, Prabhu?
Presently,
tomorrow evening, are you?
But what will be the situation? I don't know at that time. But most probably I will be available.
No, I was just wondering, Prabhu, if our other devotees like Vaishnav Priya Prabhu, then our Dayalu Prabhu, if you can request them to join for a day only, and maybe they can share. We will have our Prabhupada Smaranam time, 7 to 8 time, no? That time, if we can if we can do, they can join anytime at their convenience. If possible, it would be nice.
Okay,
I
I will
wanted
talk
to
to them.
discuss with you. See if it is convenient. Otherwise, according to some of the devotees, like our Prahlad Vasya Prabhu is also not here. No, so a time convenient, because I know in Dwarka also you would like to have some the Smrti Sabha program there too, right? So according to that, if you can inform them, check with them and tell me, we can put that message in the group, and then we can have maybe 6 to 7, 7 to 8, whatever time that is convenient for them. We can work it out, Prabhu.
Tomorrow already, I think there is glorification at Gurgaon, Panjabi Bagh, Juhu Temple. The 3 places there is glorification.
No, Juhu Temple is in Bombay, no?
Bombay, but till now message is circulating in group that I'm sharing. Today is at Mira Road, I think. Today evening at Mira Road. Tomorrow Juhu Temple, and tomorrow is Panjabi Bagh, Gurgaon. Today evening also at Rohini.
But most of them will do during the day, no, Prabhu. Evening they will do.
I don't know.
Evening around 7 o'clock, 7, 8, if they are around, they don't have to stay for the entire program also. If
they will be doing up to afternoon and then finish prasadam after that over.
Yeah, maybe evening if they are free, na, we can invite them over. I know Dayalu Prabhu will have a lot of nice thing to share. And also if possible, Vaishnava Priya Prabhu and maybe few others, whoever you think would be. Otherwise, we will anyway hear from Prabhupada Smaranam thing. Apart from that, there are few other devotees also who would like to share. And I'm sure those who hear these nice pastimes will also want to share from the devotees what they have heard, right? So then it will be nice.
One thing, while driving, I was listening to you as you said that we simply accept he is our spiritual master, we are disciple, we have to follow this prescribed duty. But that personal connection, as we did not come in touch with the Guru, but in last 3-4 days since we are listening this glorification by various devotees, we have developed
so much personal
we
connection.
have not done till now. We have developed that thing. In fact, our seriousness has increased more. So it is really nice to listen this thing now. And now we are able to see what we are relating with Narad. We are discussing Narad Muni that
Narad Muni things very related.
Non-envious, he can only become friend, and this we are seeing from the character of with these devotees who are present in front of us. Otherwise, earlier in scripture we are reading all through Prahlad, but here in front of us, in front of our eyes, we are seeing Ajat Satru, as one Maharaji was describing him, Ajat Satru. Then how every devotee, little thing he was taking care of. How much he is concerned with Prabhupada mission, not personal, as you were discussing last time. Now also you discussed that Arjuna got this all acquired, and then it was not needed. So like this only we were reading now that we have to do seva not for popularity. Popularity Krishna will give. So similarly we are seeing from the life of these acharyas, these Goswamis, in present acharyas, present Vaishnavas, how glorification is given by Krishna to them. They are not after glorification, popularization, but they are being popularized by Krishna. So everything what we are reading in scripture are here practically we are seeing.
Yeah. Very true, Prabhu. That's what I think. You were there or not, I don't know. That's what I was mentioning also in the group in this today's discussion, that in the difference between spiritual experiences and material experiences is that the spiritual experiences, your experiences becomes mine the moment I hear from you, without any contaminated mind. You understand? I may not have the direct relationship with Gopal Krishna Maharaj in that sense, like suppose Amaglila Prabhu or Dasavdar Prabhu. But when I hear from them, that experience becomes mine also. In other words, I can relish it to the same extent as they were relishing it in their personal presence. But in material, it is not like that. Like I will tell something, my mother is like this, my mother is like that, but you will never be able to relate to it because you have your mother. And that, I mean, of course, the relationship is pure, but then we are not able to connect in that way, no? But the spiritual personalities you can relate to because the experiences are uncontaminated by the 3 modes. That's what you are discussing also, Prabhu. And really,
rightly
same
said,
thing you are
Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Rightly said, Prabhuji. So we also have experienced. I mean, whenever you share the pastimes of His Holiness Mahavishnu Maharaj, we also experience it, Prabhuji.
That is true with all spiritual masters. All spiritual masters.
Yes.
And I mean, everything that devotees share immediately, it reminds me of Maharaj will also do like this. And then I'll see how merciful is Gopal Krishna Maharaj. I was telling to the other devotee also, who I was talking to just a little while ago before the call, that my only regret is that if I had known these glories before when Maharaj was around, I would have gone to him even more eagerly to serve him. But nothing lost. I have all his disciples to serve now. Few of you are here, at least I hope I'll be able to serve you even more better the coming days and years. We'll stop here and we would like to continue tomorrow evening. We will, Shashalpati Prabhu, please confirm the time and we will inform the group accordingly. And thank you, Piyush Prabhu, for sharing all those links. It's nice. Some of them are edited. Those who did not see the live thing of especially Amaglila Prabhu's thing, you will realize that some of the things are cut off if you hear now. But those confidential things we will discuss here. Nobody will bother about it. Those are not really very sweet. They are. I don't know what is confidential about it. They are just pretty sweet, really. Anyway, so anyway, we'll stop here. Jai Solnas Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai. Jai Goswami Nande Hari Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Prabhu's Mataji's. This really is our tonic, all of us are coming together to glorify pure Vaishnava. Really, and that is, I'm thanking you all for taking your time for seva. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
And